Welcome to our podcast, where we explore important topics of our time. Today, we have two parties joining us for a thought-provoking discussion on the topic of slavery. Let's begin by understanding the concept of slavery and its relevance in the modern world.
Slavery is a thing of the past. The United Nations has promoted human rights to a great extent, and slavery now only affects only a tiny fraction of the population, like hundreds or maybe thousands, and which is like really small.
True. And then if I recall correctly, the definition of slavery sounds something like a form of social stratification in which people are owned by others as property, and I'm sure that's illegal everywhere.
I understand your viewpoint, but unfortunately I think modern slavery still exists, and it's more widespread than you might think. It differs from a standard slavery because it's not a direct control anymore, it's control for violence.
There are different forms of modern slavery, such as forced labor, child labor, sex trafficking, even debt bondage, unlawful recruitment, or use of child soldiers.
Shockingly, I think it's estimated that around 46 million people are trapped in slavery today, which cannot be ignored.
But how is that possible? I thought we have made significant progress in promoting human rights and combating slavery.
While progress has been made, we cannot ignore the harsh reality. Slavery continues to persist due to vulnerabilities in our society. So we must acknowledge the horrors of the modern slavery and at least attempt to eradicate it.
To find a solution, we can learn from history. For example, in the past, abolitionist movements demonstrated the power of public opposition to slavery.
Yeah, like writers and artists like Harriet Beecher Stowe, with her influential work Uncle Tom's Cabin, played a crucial role in shading roles of the injustice of slavery.
While the efforts of abolitionists were commendable in their time, we must recognize that the social context has changed, and today it's more widespread. The awareness about it is more widespread, and everyone is aware of how negative the impacts of slavery are.
Instead of repeating history, we need to focus on educating the masses about how slavery is implemented in the modern world, and also enabling individuals to recognize and even avoid it.
So what about the historical movements like the Underground Railroads, which aim to help enslaved individuals escape in the United States?
The Underground Railroad you mentioned was indeed remarkable during its time, but it relied on secrecy and hidden routes, and due to today's technological advancements, it's impossible to maintain such secrecy.
For example, satellite maps and instant messaging would expose such operations. So we need to find new approaches to address modern slavery effectively.
And the slavery still persists because the current environment allows it to thrive. The widespread ignorance and lack of education contribute to people unknowingly engaging in activities that perpetuate slavery. Furthermore, those people are adaptable, driven by financial incentives, probably, which gives them a huge advantage. We need to acknowledge this fact and face those challenges and take collective action together.
It's disheartening to realize that corruption and the law of money can outweigh moral norms and allow such atrocities to happen.
Indeed, corruption and dishonesty are inherent flaws of human nature that we must confront. Governments can also play a key role by introducing modern education materials, increasing the availability of education itself, and allocating resources to combat slavery. Individuals can also play a key role and make a difference by educating themselves and others, supporting ethical consumerism, volunteering in anti-slavery organizations, or raising awareness through advocacy.